All right, we're going to look at parallel and perpendicular lines. So parallel lines are two lines that never intersect, meaning they never cross or touch each other. Okay, so these two lines here are parallel. They are never going to cross each other. And the way that we know two lines are parallel algebraically, meaning not looking at the lines themselves, but looking at the equation, is if they have the same slope. Okay, if two lines have the same slope, they are parallel. Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect at a right angle. Okay, or if we could call it a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. Okay, so if you look at these two lines where they cross right there, that's a perfect 90-degree angle. All right, algebraically, meaning from the equations, two lines are perpendicular if the slopes are what we call negative reciprocal. Okay, negative reciprocal. So what that means is the signs have to be opposite. So one of them has to be positive, one of them has to be negative. And then reciprocal means flip the fraction over. So if my first line has a slope of 1/2, then the negative reciprocal would be -2/1. Okay, we flip it over, so 1/2 becomes 2/1, and we change the sign. All right, so let's practice some down here. Okay, so 3/4, the negative reciprocal would be -4/3. Okay, if the slope is a whole number, I'm going to make it a fraction like this, so 2/1, so then I can flip it over 1/2 and make it negative. All right, here my slope is already negative, so the reciprocal is going to be positive, and 7/8 becomes 8/7. All right, here 1/1, well, if I flip that over, it's going to be -1/1 or just -1. We don't have to flip that. Now, 0 is the only tricky one. You might be able to guess this one. What is the reciprocal of 0? Remember, 0 is a flat line. So to intersect at a 90-degree angle, I have to have a straight up and down line. So that would be undefined. Okay, because like I could make this 0/1. The reciprocal would be 1/0. Anytime we have 0 on the bottom, it is undefined. Okay, so here they gave us these say line segments. All that means is a line between these 2 points. Okay? Determine if they are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So what we need to know is the slope of each of these things. So I'm going to find the slope of the first one. So that for AB, it would be 3 minus 6 over -2 minus 2. So that's going to give me -3 over -4, which would simplify to 3/4. And then for CD, I'm going to do the same thing. All right, so I'm going to find my slope. So I have 0 minus 3 over -1 minus 3. So that gives me -3 over -4, which is positive 3/4. These two slopes are exactly the same, so that means these two line segments are parallel. Okay, I want you to pause here and try example 2. So find your two slopes and determine if that means the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, so for AB, I got a slope of 2/5. For CD, I got a slope of -5/2. Those two are negative reciprocals of each other, so that means the segments are perpendicular. Okay. All right, then the second way to do this is given the equation, and so we just have to pick out the slope. So these are already in slope-intercept form, which makes it really easy. The slope of this line is 7. The slope of this line is 7. Same slope equals parallel. Okay, if you look at example 12, those lines are not in slope-intercept form. So I can't see the slope right away, so I have to get them in slope-intercept first, which means get y by itself. So I'm going to do that for both equations. All right, so here I would have 6y equals negative x plus 30, and then divide everything by 6. So this equation would be y equals negative 1/6 x plus 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. This one, at least the x is already moved. I just have to divide everything by 3. So now I get y equals 18 divided by 3 is 6x minus 2. Okay, negative 1/6, this would be 6/1. Those are negative reciprocals, so these two lines are perpendicular.